The three of us are back together again.
Yes.
Jen literally just walked through the door, so we haven't even really been able to say hello. Jen, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back.
It is great to see you.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Tell us all of the things. How was the wedding? How was the 18-hour car ride home and back to Charleston?
The wedding was good. The car ride back up to Massachusetts was really smooth. I drove literally like the entire way except for an hour and a half. The car ride the other day was not terrible. I don't like that you guys can see my fat rolls on here. You said you were going to fix that.
No, all right. So I can't.
Can you crop?
No,
Can you crop it?
Now we can't.
I thought we were going for waist up here, or boobs up.
If you guys want me to do that, I'm going to need one more camera. End of story. Because that camera is pointing at both you guys, so I can't get you guys both in there unless I have another camera.
All right, so this is just going to be motivation for me to finally lose weight.
Do you want a blanket? We can put blankets over one another.
I did try, but it won't let me.
Or we at least I have the flexibility of leaning back and forth on this
I
stool.
don't have that flexibility.
Because
It'd
if
be
I
worse for me.
So to
But
do
I want you
that,
to see my Bucky shirt.
to do that,
It is
I have
pretty
to
great.
zoom in. So to do that, I have to zoom in. So I would need one more camera. So if you can convince her to pull it out of the budget to get us one more camera.
No, a blanket is fine. I'll just sit under a blanket.
Okay.
Fine.
I mean, it is an ice box in here. John keeps it at 65 now.
Wow, that's 4 degrees lower than normal.
Alex says he can see beaver.
Yes.
Oh, that beaver.
Yes.
I got the shirt at Bucky's, which I know is like a big deal in a bunch of states, mostly Texas, I think. But they just built one in South Carolina. It was on the way, so I had to stop there.
What is it?
Bucky's. It's like a rest stop, but it's more than a rest stop. It's like a grocery store. They have like fresh food,
Kind of like a Wawa.
and I had to get a
Holy
t-shirt.
shit. I mean, the t-shirt looks great.
I know. I love it.
I love the hang on, let me see the
It
back.
says "Living my best life in South Carolina."
That is pretty great.
It's true.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's so weird being
I
home.
love that freaking logo, man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get anything Bucky's, but I got you something from Bucky's. I got both of you guys.
Thank you, Jen.
Let's enjoy.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Drama handmade in Texas.
That is so sweet.
Drama
and that is
llama. I
perfect
love
for
that.
John. He is full of drama.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. It's perfect for the thing back there.
So I felt like it would be good for both of you because it's the definition of John, and Nicole can just hold up the sign when you're being a diva.
I have a fucking crazy story tonight. No one has ever heard of this story. No one's ever done it.
Jen, can I get you like a Diet Coke or something? Because I needed one today too. I didn't really sleep well last
I got
night.
coffee
so.
if you want it.
I don't need any coffee. I'm having withdrawals from caffeine because I literally drank so much coffee and took Adderall on this drive home because we were stuck in traffic for so long.
I might pop a natty right now.
And so like my body is on caffeine, but I would take a water if you have a water.
I certainly
or a
can get
Sparks
you
or something.
Oh, yeah,
I'm dehydrated.
Do you want? I think I have.
Pop a natties.
Would you like a Spindrift? I think I have a grapefruit one chilled.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, wait. This is my herpes medication. I mean, that wasn't.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I keep that in the bathroom. Welcome back, Jen. Glad to have you back. Been requeezing with Nicole. We're doing 2 parts today. One for the Supremos.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those kind of small unknown cases, but it is kind of a 2-parter. So I am going to do both parts today. One for the public, one for the Supremo. And then I want to do the... Oh, no. She's going to knock that computer off. Then I want to do... Oh, she's peeing. She's peeing on the carpet. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, I want to do the...
Stella looking in. Oh, come on, Stella.
No, get the dogs out of here.
They missed Jen.
They missed me. Hi, girl. I literally had all 3 of them were right on top of me right before this.
They were both just sitting outside the door, even though there's a doggy door. And I was like, you guys can come in.
It's
Okay.
Hubble's just chilling in the living room, probably like, oh.
He's afraid. He's a little nervous. He got booted. But welcome to Sean and Amanda.
Welcome.
2 newest tacos who've joined in the last 2 days. One joined yesterday.
Who was? I'm sorry. I was
Sean and Amanda.
Sean and Amanda. Thank you guys so much.
So I've got to do all of our Supremo stickers for the month of June. That'll be my task tomorrow.
It's July now.
I can't believe it's July 4th weekend. Ugh. It's Crazy.
All right, you guys ready to? This is a crazy story. This is an insane story.
Before we do, we have a surprise shot.
All right, let's do it.
This is for Erica. This is a specific request for Miss Erica. So thank you, Erica.
Oh my God, you forgot how to fucking play it, didn't you?
No, I was waiting for her to finish talking. And I think it was the last episode you guys did, one of them, you were like, Jen would murder us if we sang her song. You know what you should do? You should record me singing the song, and that way if I'm ever not here, you can just plug it in so it's like I'm singing it.
Yeah, but what about the live stream? They're gonna know.
Oh. I'll type it out, or I'll just FaceTime in. All right. Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
All right. This better be terrible.
Well,
what is it? Who keeps requesting these shots with stuff in it?
Are you serious? Is this another one of those fucking shots?
it may or may not have something curdled
All
in
right,
it.
number one, you
request.
gotta tell us, because if we don't know, we could choke and die, and that would be shitty.
And that's probably how
What,
I would
are you
die.
gonna chew on it? Like what? Just like open your throat and let it go down. smooth.
Okay,
That's what she said.
I'm a man. I don't open my throat unless you pay me $50.
Speaking of, we do still have the last part of the Eileen Warnos case that we need to do.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Speaking of deep
Cheers.
throating, yeah, okay.
Other than the curdled part,
It tasted good.
Yeah, it's good. It's sweet. Ah.
that was the brain hemorrhage, peach schnapps, Irish liqueur, and grenadine. Very similar. I think we took one just like
Yeah,
that
we
for
just
somebody
did
else.
one.
Didn't we do a brain hemorrhage?
Yeah, the brain something.
It was I think it was the zombie brain was the other one that we did.
It's a lot of
But it was
brains
like
here.
virtually the same ingredients, so just maybe a different name.
I just like peach schnapps and grenadine combination. I really think we should just drink
Just that.
But just put some like vodka in it or something. Call it
Or
a day.
just like, that would be really good with unsweet tea. Put that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be what I go mix
I
up for the
might go
next
get
episode.
some peach crown and mix it with some sweet tea. I think that would be good.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, let's freaking do this. I am so excited because this case is fucking nuts. And I'm sure you guys will share my excitement. All right, everyone, welcome to Talk Murder Me podcast. If you're new here, this is a twice weekly podcast. We put out episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also live stream every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're a supporter, a Talco Supremo, you can stay on and watch us after this episode. We'll provide you a private link, and that's more interactive for the next story. And you definitely want to do that. And thank you so much for everyone that has already supported us and you guys that are on now. So thank you so much. Amazing. Anyway, tonight I have a crazy story. Like I said, I don't think anyone's done this. I'm not just saying that. I actually don't think they've done it. But tonight we are going to April 15th, 2014. We're going to Calgary.
Ooh.
I'm going to pull up Google Earth right now. So tonight we are going to 11 Butler Crescent, Calgary. This is where we're going to tonight. If you want to describe this house, this is 11 Butler Crescent. This is in Alberta, Calgary.
It's hard to tell with the tree in front. Is it it's like a split level? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Home with a carport and
No,
garage.
it's like a detached garage.
Yeah. Let me go around the street here. You can see
It looks like a pretty nice neighborhood.
Yeah. This is
Oh, look
it.
at that beautiful tree.
That's it in the back.
Yeah, trees are nice until it's like
Fall.
yeah.
Ugh.
It's really hard to see. There is a background or there's a little area back here, and there was like a fire pit and everything else.
Okay.
This house right here is where this story takes place, and it was a house party on the night we're going to. So as I said, we are going to April 15th, 2014. This is a Tuesday. Well, it's the wee hours in a Tuesday. So it's actually Monday night. And it's a house party. About 30 people arrive. And it may get a little more than that, but it's in and out traffic. But the peak, I would say, is about 30 people.
Okay.
So, and this is real late. We're talking 1 a.m. in the morning. This is the wee hours. Okay, so these people at this party are actually celebrating the end of a university term. So they just, and this is the University of Calgary, they're all friends there, or most of them, and they all are celebrating the end of winter semester. But you see in this photo, there's crime.
With the crime scene tape.
Crime
Yep.
scene
It's
tape.
no longer
Since it-
peaceful and serene anymore.
Since it's in Canada, do you think that their police tape says "Do not cross, please"?
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps.
Do not cross, eh?
They're so polite there.
If it wouldn't be too much to ask. I love it.
All right.
I mean, like, other than the terrible murders we've covered, I like Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Canadian
don't like the
peop-
cold, but
Canadian people are super great.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to commit a crime there because apparently you can't get in trouble there.
They feel bad.
You remember the
Prosecuting.
the Vince Lee case?
Yes.
Canada's great. And of course, the Carla Homolka case.
yeah.
I could really go for some poutine.
Fries and gravy.
What the fuck? Is that Canadian?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck?
There's a place on John's Island that has it, but
Oh, that's far.
yeah.
But sounds delicious.
Did you see? All right. Did you see Putin's obese general? Holy shit! Can I show you?
Sure.
All right. So
I have not seen said.
let me show. This is fucking crazy, dude. So, like, the headlines were Putin is scraping the bottom of the barrel type of shit, and he's running out of options.
Listen, we all can't be shirtless flying airplanes like Putin himself.
But anyway, so he brought this general out of retirement. He's ridiculous. Let me show you. This is the photo right here.
Oh.
Okay, I was not expecting that. I'll be honest.
Oh, what the fuck? Where'd it go? Oh, he's huge.
They probably had to custom make his fatigues.
They did. I mean, I would imagine. But like all the headlines are something like photo of obese Russian general, prompt speculation.
I mean, maybe he's a desk guy, you know?
Well, yeah, but still.
I don't know.
Hey, obesity is a disease.
No, I
okay?
get it, but that's kind of a bad look if you're trying to take over a fucking country.
Maybe he's super smart.
Yeah,
He
could
must
be
have some
genius.
redeeming qualities. I'm fat.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, I don't know. Okay. There were 30 people at this party.
He's not going to make his pass his fitness test.
He
Not
doesn't
gonna
need
pass
to.
the presidential fitness
Yeah.
test.
He's a fucking, like, the highest general you
Don't they still have to do like an annual thing?
No. Well, so
Well, who knows? It's
guys
Russia.
that come out of retirement to serve the needs of the army,
They're
like, I can just
exempt.
imagine them calling me. I'd be like, yeah, I'll show up, and I ain't gonna hardly do shit, you know? Like, I'm not gonna show up on time. Like, fuck off. You type of shit, you know?
Just give
Yeah,
me a
but I
gun,
feel
I'll
like
shoot some
that's
things
not an
and
option
then
in
I'm
Russia
gonna go away.
either.
All right, 30 people were at this party. A neighbor, and it's pretty close houses, as y'all saw. A neighbor, his name was Doug Jones, said, quote, they were just kind of hanging out. They had a fire pit going, having a few beers. They weren't loud at all whatsoever. So what do you think could happen here at this party? Because obviously there's a terrible, terrible murder that happens, or murders that happens. So any idea, or should I just run on through it?
Someone got angry over a round of beer pong.
As I said, there were about 30 people at the house, but a lot of them left around this time. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. And as you do, probably even in Canada, I would imagine, I know us Americans do it, but you send a group of friends to the McDonald's because you're fucking drunk and you know McDonald's is going to satisfy that craving. You know, I can just imagine getting the big 50 count. Was it 50 count, right? Or is it more than that now? Isn't there like
nuggets?
a 200 count?
No.
Oh,
I thought,
I think there
if
is
they
a
do
you can
catering.
definitely do 50.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know they
We've
do
definitely
20.
What do we
ordered
get for the
50.
dogs? Yeah.
I think we've definitely done a 50 count
Yeah.
before.
Well, I don't know, but a quarter pounder with cheese sounds good,
Oh,
right?
God,
now.
yeah, it does. So at this house, at this point, and I'm not going to bog you guys down with names, but there are about 7 names that we are going to specifically go into. But there are more at the party. However, like a lot of people are out on the fire pit, they're in their car, whatever. But when the owner of the home, his name is McCabe, okay? He's going to be important. When the owner of that home takes 4 other party goers to McDonald's to pick up food for everyone. Anyone that wants food, right? He's going to get a whole bunch of stuff. So this is 1 o'clock, as I said, 1 a.m. in the morning. In the house at this point, there are the following people: Lawrence Hong, Joshua Hunter, Caitlin Paris, Perras, Zachariah Raithwell, and Jordan Segura, and a Terry Lewis, and also the important character we're talking about tonight, Matthew Grood. So it's Degrood. I've seen it both ways, the DE space GRROE or whatever, and then together. So Matthew Grood is who we're really going to be talking about tonight. All right. So you guys following me?
Yep.
All right. Now, that one group has went to McDonald's and it's right down the street. So they drive, it's literally 3 blocks away, and they're back at 1:15. So probably 13 minutes the whole trip. As this group pulls into the driveway, they start to get out of the car and they hear screaming. And this is going to get pretty fucking intense. All right, so you guys better fucking buckle up.
13 minutes that's a good turnaround time for that McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because you already have 5 people.
It is like 1 in the morning.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't make as much food at that point. And
Not all McDonald's are even open that late.
Yeah, and if you have a house full of people, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
How's that McDonald's?
For you guys in Canada, do y'all have cookout? Cookout?
Yeah.
Because
They are open late.
We don't have it up north.
oh, okay. Well, you wouldn't have it then in Canada.
I mean, unless someone from the south moved to Canada and opened one.
All right. Well, it's a whole franchising thing. He's got to get approval and stuff.
True. Seems like a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of red tape.
So like
Well, they do have Tim Hortons in Connecticut.
Oh, interesting.
we weren't actually going to do this. We're just kind of entertaining it to see what it would be like to open a McDonald's. You would need at least $1 million in liquid assets. So
Yeah, because
basically,
you guys are
cash.
thinking about Panera, right?
No,
yes,
we're
I mean,
we're not going to open.
if we could afford one. That it
No,
was
before-
missing
No.
one in this
Before-
area.
Just because it's missing it doesn't mean it's going to be successful.
Is it not successful?
Not when that fucking Chick-fil-A's down there. That's what you need to.
Totally
We need to
different.
fucking get into religion and get into the Chick-fil-A thing.
Don't they make you work from the
Yeah, they do.
bottom?
All right, so
order to do that?
so here we go, guys. This is going to be in fucking tense. So stay with me. These 5 people are in the car. They just got back from McDonald's. They're getting the food. They're about to go inside. However, as soon as they step out the car, they hear this awful, blood-curdling scream. It's a female. And I mean, maybe some asshole like threw a spider on her or something. Like, everyone's drunk, everyone's having a good time. There's been no confrontations at this party, so all right, everything's fine. Anyway, the female scream comes in, and another person that was at the house that I mentioned, Joshua Hunter, this man almost breaks down the door. So if you see real quick, I'm gonna pull back up the photo of the house real quick. So that front door right there, he almost breaks that down. Now there's a screen there. So what I'm thinking is the front door was open, the screen was closed. And he barrels through that screen door, not like he's pushing it, but like his whole body goes through it, It just flies open. Now all 4 of the other guys are in the driveway at this point with the food. So they're just sitting there like, what the hell is going on? His body breaks through the front door. This is Joshua Hunter. And this man, Matthew Grood, is right behind him with a non-serrated knife, a huge chef's knife over his head, chasing after this man. So the screen door flies open. Joshua Hunter kind of stumbles. He falls to the ground. The people are in the driveway like, what the hell's going on? They notice that this man, Joshua Hunter, is covered in blood already, like red all over. It's dark outside, but they can still see it just dripping. He takes off running. Matthew Grood is right behind him with a chef's knife above his head, chasing at him at full force. This is crazy.
Wasn't he one of the ones that went to the McDonald's?
No, that's McCabe.
Oh.
What you're reading is from the police report here.
Mr. Grood chased Mr. Hunter southbound down Butler Crescent. Mr. McCabe ran after Mr. Grood and caught up to him about 150 meters from the house. Mr. DeGrood was holding the knife above his head with the blade pointed downward. I'm picturing like one of those big butcher knives.
It's a huge
like
knife.
a cleaver.
It is
what I'm picturing.
It's a huge knife. And I showed you the house. I showed you the streets. So now you're sitting there with your McDonald's bag. This bloody guy runs out of the house, and now he's running down the street, and this other guy is chasing him with a freaking knife. I mean, can you imagine? I would initially think, oh my God, please be some kind of practical joke or something. At this point, McCabe, he's the owner of the house and best friends with this guy, Matthew DeGrood. Okay. The owner of the house, McCabe, he runs after him. Full speed southwest, going after him so he doesn't stab this man to death, Joshua Hunter to death.
Okay.
This guy, I mean, this is brave as hell. He runs after him and actually grabs his hand. No, the hand where the knife is about to come down. He goes up behind him, grabs his hand, and wrestles him.
Oh, damn.
With this knife in his hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Finally,
Take some guts.
DeGrood drops the knife. Now, it's dark outside, but one thing that McCabe notices is that McGrood is McGrood. It sounds like MacGruber.
I was just literally thinking that. I was singing this theme song in my head.
Well, when I was doing this story, it's like McCabe and DeGrood. It sounds kind of like
MacGruber.
So DeGrood, I might just call him Matthew because it's going to mess me up. All right. It's dark outside, but McCabe can see that Matthew DeGrood is wearing gloves. They're these medical latex gloves.
So he had the time to like put the gloves on.
Where the hell did these gloves come from?
Yeah.
You know? Joshua Hunter, the one that was running, the one that was already stabbed, makes his way back. He does kind of a U-turn, runs back towards the house after McCabe is kind of wrestling him down. Joshua Hunter makes his way back to the house and he collapses right there in the grass. Right where you saw that police tape is where he collapses.
So he didn't quite make it.
No, he didn't make it. He was already stabbed. All right.
So I'm sorry. Did you say whose house it was? Like, is it a parent's house? Is it someplace that they're renting?
No, these are college students. So it's McCabe and like one or two other roommates.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's how I was wondering if it was a roommate situation or if it was they were at someone's parents' house.
At this point, DeGrood looks at his friend McCabe. They've been friends forever, since childhood. And he says the following, quote, this is the first thing out of his mouth. First thing he said after it's like, what the fuck are you doing? He looks at his friend and says, quote, it was the night of the long knives. Fucking crazy, isn't it? Shit's getting fucking crazy.
Was he on some serious drugs where he thinks he's playing a game?
I'll go ahead and address that question now. There was no alcohol, no drugs. There was alcohol at the party.
But Mr. DeGrood did not take any drugs or alcohol?
No, however, as I'll mention probably in the next episode, he did have a stint in 11th grade where he was sent to rehab for a year for drugs.
Okay.
But that's just going to kind of muddy the waters.
Is this like another Reddit thing that he saw somewhere?
Huh?
Like the case with the...
he felt like it was a thing he had to do like that night, or
like remember when we covered the creepypasta cases where they see these things and then they decide that they have to do that.
I know what you're trying to say.
That's
interesting.
The night of the long knives reminds me of the night of the broken glass.
Mr. DeGrood told Mr. McCabe that it was the night of the long knives and took off running southbound towards Brentwood Boulevard. Mr. McCabe threw the knife onto the roadway and chased after Mr. DeGrood, catching up to him after about 200 meters. Mr. McCabe grabbed Mr. DeGrood and told him to calm down and come back to the house. Mr. DeGrood pulled away and Mr. McCabe pushed Mr. DeGrood up against a parked vehicle.
So now, I told you, this shit's intense, and it gets more intense.
How?
This is just the upwards of the roller coaster here. We're about to Battersea this. That's fucked up. DeGrood says, all right. And they're both out of breath at this point. DeGrood then looks down at his bloody hands. He puts them on his friend McCabe's shirt. He smears all the blood, Joshua Hunter's blood, all over his shirt, the front of his shirt, just like on purpose, just smears it all over there. So this guy is looking down like, what the fuck is going on? And then he steps back and looks at his friend and says, quote, now we're blood brothers.
Oh, I don't like that.
This is fucking creepy. DeGrood then reaches into his pocket. He starts playing in his pocket, and he's got a box cutter in his pocket.
Is this why you said you needed to get a new box cutter at the Home Depot the other day?
No, what?
I thought you were about to like show it for the story really quick.
I should, because this is a really nice one.
I know. I thought maybe you needed it as a prop. We need a new box cutter. He said the other day.
No, I was just cutting holes in the wall.
Shamarama coming through with title suggestions again.
DeGrood, where's my car?
I like that. It's cool.
Oh, that's good.
She really wants some titles.
Oh, she's pretty good.
Yeah, she's all right. She ain't as good as me, though.
I don't know. She's coming after you.
He reaches into his pocket. He kind of pulls it out, the box cutter, because McCabe can see it. But it's almost like a warning. He kind of pulls it out. This is, I thought, after the whole Blood Brothers thing. And then he says the following. Now, these are all exact quotes. "Don't get in my way, or you would be next."
Ooh.
Meaning he's already killed somebody, maybe?
Well, yeah, Joshua Hunter's already stabbed.
I didn't know if he was.
Night of the
is he
Long Knives,
dead?
Nicole.
So McCabe's like, fuck, okay, go. Like, don't kill me. DeGrood runs off. The police arrive at this point. The K9 dog was instantly dispatched. I actually put that in my notes. Woof, woof, woof. I'm so stupid.
You just really wanted to remind yourself to bark.
The dog catches up to DeGrood and bites him right in the arm. Oof. And just... All right, what do you guys think so far? This is fucking crazy.
But let's see what happens.
I know. I'm like, where are we going from here?
Who are we killing?
Constable Sean McGillivray was one of the 3 arresting officers. There's 3 officers that show up. Between them and the dog, they all could barely subdue this man. The constable said it was really surprising how slimly built this man is. And I'm going to show you DeGrood. He's I don't know, 150 pounds. He's like a runner. There's like one picture where he's like running a marathon. Very skinny, slimly built, but almost impossible to subdue. The German Shepherd even had a hard time. This dog was latched onto his arm, and he still would not submit. He was still fighting the police. Now, this is crazy. Now, this is from the police report. Quote, "It was almost as if he was levitating off the ground. His body..." That's fucking nuts. His body wasn't touching the ground other than his hands and his feet. So he was
planking?
No, well, planking, but the other way around, I'm thinking. So he's on his back, and he is like,
like a bridge,
like convulsing.
No, not convulsing, just kind of like, I don't know, like there's like a yoga pose or something.
Or like a hip hop dance move, breakdancing.
He's just, it looks like he's levitating. There's a dog gnawing on his arm. There are 3 these are burly cops too. These are the maple syrup cops right here, man. These are big guys. They are having so much trouble, and they're on top of him, and he's still levitating them, like the 11 on Stranger Things, making shit fly up all over the place. The defense lawyer says of this case, quote, "almost superhuman type strength?" "Yes," the officer replied. They handcuffed DeGrood in his right pants pocket. They're searching for weapons. They find box cutter, throw it down in his right pants pocket. They pull out, one of the officers pull out something. It kind of crumbles in their hand. It's like, what the fuck is this? In his pocket was a clove of garlic. I told you this shit is fucking nuts.
He's protecting himself from vampires?
Have you guys even heard of this shit? Jesus.
Wait, but
was he cooking something and like saving it for later, or thwarting vampires?
Maybe it's like a voodoo thing.
The cop says, "I haven't found garlic on too many people. I asked him what it was for, and he said for the vampires."
Oh, so yeah, it was for vampires.
And this is the last thing before we get into the scene of the crime. But the officers are yelling at him. "Do you even know what you've done? What the fuck?" All just lashing out on this man, this boy. 21. DeGrood calmly and silently looks up and says, quote, "I am the son of God.
Oh.
I was born in an incubator and I'm an alien," end quote.
Wait, Alex called it. He said alien, a giant alien.
This is him right here getting taken to the hospital. He's not a big guy, is he?
It looks tall but thin.
You guys can see him there.
He was an incubator.
He was born in an incubator.
An alien.
What do you guys think of this shit, man? Fucking insane. Anyway, that was the first episode. I'm kidding.
I'm like, where are we going with this? I don't.
This is fucking crazy.
He's got garlic in his pocket. He's not on drugs. He's
But
saying
if he's
an
an alien, why would he need to worry about the vampires?
Yeah.
I feel like vampires wouldn't attack aliens.
All right.
Yeah, we're crossing a whole lot of sci-fi fantasy.
Someone's gonna tune into this episode that works in Hollywood and be like, "That is a great story idea," and we'll have a vampire versus alien movie.
I mean, they've made a lot of vampire versus. Is it vampire versus Abraham Lincoln? Isn't that one?
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Slayer, or something like that. Or
that's about right.
they had Alien versus Predator. Why can't they do Alien versus Vampire?
Let me ask you something. When the cop goes in, the three cops, they put the dog back in the car. When they go into the house, what's in the house? We started
Blood.
this story with what?
A party.
Yeah, but when they got back from McDonald's, the first thing they heard was what?
A scream.
A woman's scream.
Where's the woman? Was everyone else who didn't go to McDonald's killed?
Maybe he was like attacking her like he was a vampire. Is he an alien vampire? Was he trying to suck her blood?
The police
Did they
chief,
give her a hickey?
The police chief says the following: the scene was horrific. It was extremely difficult. It was a gruesome, bloody scene that would rattle even the most experienced detective. These are the bodies that were found in the house.
Oh.
5 people. There's the female screamer in the front. Excuse me. 4 of these were found in the house. Josh Hunter was obviously outside.
Right.
The female, which we're going to get to, almost made it outside. Every one of these that you're seeing, all 5 of these are deceased.
Wow.
Let's go back for a second. All right.
And they're all they're all college kids. They look like kids.
Yeah, this is I said, this is the celebrating the winter semester. This at 1 a.m. everyone's happy. There's been no confrontations. McCabe's like, let's go get some McDonald's. Who wants to go with me? At 1:13,
5 people managed to die in that
at
13 minutes.
1:13
Or be murdered.
a.m., Joshua Hunter is laying on the freaking grass, and there are 4 dead bodies in the house. The police chief says the scene inside was horrific, extremely difficult. It was gruesome. A bloody scene that would rattle even the most experienced detective. Inside the house, 5 college-aged
young adults,
university students were slain within 13 minutes. 13 minutes, they were all dead, because the McDonald's trip took about 13 to 15 minutes, and that's when they, that's how they know that.
I'm assuming it was like a scene from a horror movie inside with blood everywhere.
Oh yeah. Like you said, it was gruesome. A bloody scene that would rattle any detective. I'm going to run through the victims right now. There were 7 in the house. One of them was the killer, Matthew Grood, but 7 in total, including him. 1 was upstairs. He was sleeping. It was upstairs, and I guess Grood didn't hear him up there. But a Zachariah Rathwell, 21 years old, him and Josh Hunter, the one that ran out and collapsed on the ground, they were in a band together. And I did look up a YouTube video of them playing. It sounded, it's not my type of music. It's like, we call it not hippie music, not hipster music, like kind of
alt rock.
Yeah. Kind of like Coldplay or something like that. But apparently they've been selling out shows, and they were on the up and up. Like 2 days, if this wouldn't have happened, 2 days after this, they had a sold out show to go to. Wow. And they were getting pretty big.
Like us.
So Zachariah Rathwell, 21 years old, and Josh Hunter, 23, they were bandmates. A Jordan Segura, and I'm going to show you each one of them's photo. Jordan Segura, 22 years old, was pursuing a degree in religious studies and ironically also in the funeral business. So these are all the decedents we're talking about. Caitlin Perras, Perras, 23. She was a gifted ballet student, beautiful and vibrant. She was the one that almost made it because she was found going towards the back door. She bolted out, but she couldn't get that last step before he stabbed her. And she was the one that screamed. that they heard. Lawrence Hong, 27. He's from the Philippines, an urban student, just like Matthew DeGrood. And as well, he was a committed volunteer. Because as you'll see, Matthew DeGrood was also a committed volunteer. That just like bring the mood down a lot.
Well, we are talking about the victims, so that's hard. Someone at the party called 911 at about 1:20 a.m. Tuesday. When police arrived, they found 3 men dead inside the house. Officers found a 4th man suffering from critical stab wounds on the front lawn. The female victim, who was also critically injured, was found inside the house. Paramedics took both victims to the hospital where they died.
So they're talking about the female and Josh Hunter. Apparently, they were dead on arrival at the hospital. So, this was the worst mass homicide in Calgary's history.
Wow.
And not only that, this is known as like a mass killing, obviously. Right. We're going to talk about I'm going to tell you what happened in his own words here as we go through this. This is before Matthew DeGrood, which I showed you his photo, right? I think I did.
Yeah, you showed us laying on the stretcher.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was very skinny.
Well, let me show you his actual
lanky. Jinx.
Let me actually show you his real photo. Yeah.
He looks a lot like one of the other victims, I thought.
Yeah, right?
Is he Asian American?
Yeah, we're going to get to all his background.
Has braces, young guy.
Yeah, very young.
Dark hair.
I thought DeGrood was a Dutch name.
Well, maybe his dad is Dutch.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you think his dad does for a living?
He's an engineer.
Yeah.
Really?
No, but...
Oh, I was like, wow, that was a great guess.
Does he work at the McDonald's?
No, he does not work at the
The
McDonald's.
university that they went to.
No, that's also a good guess. I'll get to his father here in a second.
Is he
Actually, I'll just
work on the set of Ancient Aliens?
Actually, I'll just tell you right now. This murder happened. One of the people to get the first call was his father. Matthew DeGrood is the son of a senior Calgary police officer, a 33-year veteran, Inspector Doug DeGrood.
Oh.
That's like the highest you can go. In Canada, I'm pretty sure. Like, we don't have inspectors here, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be like the same thing as a detective?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess maybe.
Well, I don't know.
Ashley may know.
Yeah,
Ashley, what's the ranking?
Like, what's the guy from Pink Panther? He was an inspector.
All right, this is before the murder. You just saw Matthew DeGrood, not a killer, right? I mean, this guy is you said he looked like one of the other people.
Yeah, he looked like he was friendly kid. Nothing unusual or like from his physical appearance that I would be like, oh, getting a vibe here,
Yeah, a lot of killers are like that.
Yeah, Ted Bundy was a lot of ladies loved him, all that stuff.
So Matthew DeGrood, all through high school, he's worked at Safeway, and he never ever missed a day of work. He's always on time. He's the perfect employee. And actually, he was at work before this party. At 2:30 to 11 p.m. was when his shift was supposed to go for, 2:30 to 11 p.m. Now, this is from the police report, if you want to read this.
The assistant manager at Safeway, Mrs. Louderout, saw Mr. DeGrood about 4 times in the store prior to 8:30 p.m. on April 14th, 2014. His behavior was somewhat unusual, and she noted that Mr. DeGrood was posting weird stuff on Facebook while he was at work that day. Between 5:51 p.m. and 6:38 p.m., Mr. DeGrood sent a number of text messages to his mother, including the following. In Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein never kills anyone, so he has nothing to fear. And he doesn't care about money. Look up my Chinese astrology. Book of Revelations. It's almost like he was like sending a Google list to his mom.
Yeah.
Like things to Google later. You know?
It continued.
Was that all in one message, or was it
No,
just...
this is different.
Like each is listed as a bullet. So and he's sending all these to his mom?
His mom and dad. So his mom, and I'll get to this, but in 11th grade, Matthew DeGrood spent a year in rehab for drugs. His friends actually told his parents, which is kind of like fucked up.
So he was sober.
But that's how bad it was.
But he was sober at the time of this incident. Like he had
yeah.
not been under the influence. I am descended from Pontius Pilate and Hitler, ? One in the same. Hot Fuzz the movie is the real story.
That is a good movie. Have
I've
you
never
that?
seen it.
Got,
It's funny.
What's his name in it? The guy,
Yes, the guy.
the Shaun of the Dead dude.
Oh, yeah.
Between 6:28 p.m. and 6:36 p.m., Mr. DeGrood sent a number of text messages to his father. The text messages included the following: I am definitely your son. Uranus and Leo and metal goat. It's all there. All literature tells the same story to look up the Rothschilds. Illuminati. Tupac reincarnation 7-day theory. Mary doesn't have to die this time. Operation Mind Crime to American Soldier. Just read it.
Did you know Hitler was a Rothschild?
I think we talked about that on one of our episodes.
I mean, that's very interesting. Like, those are all totally freaking random.
Conspiracy
Yeah, no
theories.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, completely random. So his parents texted him back at Safeway asking him about his mental health. His dad specifically texted him. Then he texted his father back and said, quote, call John Ellard or Keboom Lee, end quote. Both of those guys, once they looked them up, the officers, they were professors of psychiatry at the University of Calgary. Kind of weird, right? At 7:51, DeGrood buys a 3-bulb pack of garlic. So you remember he had the garlic in his pocket. He also withdrew $500. At 8:31, he left, but he didn't take his car. Now, what do you remember what time his shift was? I said it.
To 11:30.
Yeah, well, 2:30 to 11 p.m. He's never been late. He's never left early. He's always been an exceptional employee. So not only does he leave at 8:31, he does clock out, but he doesn't.
Did he tell anyone he was leaving? Or
No,
did
he
just leave?
He just leaves. He gets the $500 at 8:29, and he does this at Safeway. So he buys the garlic at Safeway at 7:51, and then he continues back to work. At 8:29, he goes back up to the register. He buys a bottle of garlic vitamins, or for you Canadians, Alex, vitamins.
Alex is British.
I meant British. That's what I meant, damn it.
So is
Where's
Lauren.
Darren been? I need to message him,
know.
make sure he's okay. I haven't seen him in a while.
All right, so at 8:29, he gets the bottle of garlic vitamins, withdraws $500, and he leaves at 8:31. He leaves his car there. He rides the train, which is kind of odd to me, but apparently he knew exactly where he's going.
To the party.
Yeah, to the party. Right before this, McCabe, which was the house owner, the one that was rounded everyone up to go to McDonald's, texted him because they've been childhood friends. Told him about the party. Come on over. DeGrood showed up in his work uniform.
We have Safeways here.
I haven't seen one in South Carolina, but yes.
There's some in, I know there's one in Ladson.
His supervisor texted him because this guy just left and he's not known to do that. Mm-hmm. And all throughout the shift, she noticed him doing these weird Facebook posts. She texted him asking where he was. He texted back, quote, trust that I never hurt anyone. All will be known. And then the number 5. So this is before he even gets to the party. Now, as I said, McCabe lives at the residence of 11 Butler Crescent, which I showed you. And one of the roommates he lives with was one of the victims, Jordan Segura. So this guy, DeGrood, takes the train. He meets McCabe at 9 p.m. He's wearing his uniform, and he meets McCabe at the gas station. If you can read this. This is all straight from the police report. It's not a police report. It's a document to establish facts like within the court. So it's
Like
basically
the evidence.
Yeah, so it basically
evidentiary.
lays everything out for both the prosecutor and the defense. It lays everything out, all the facts, kind of thing.
I think Safeway bought Hess.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're the company that bought Hess. Can someone Google that for me?
At the co-op station, Mr. DeGrood handed Mr. McCabe a clove of garlic and told Mr. McCabe that he was going to need it for later. Mr. McCabe asked Mr. DeGrood if he was worried about vampires, and Mr. DeGrood responded that he was, because they are real. Mr. DeGrood also gave Mr. McCabe a long knife with a white handle and brown leather sheath, which Mr. McCabe assumed Mr. DeGrood had been using in his job at Safeway.
So, getting kind of weird already, right?
Indeed, yes.
So what do you guys think so far, man?
Well, Lauren had posted this, and I think we're probably thinking the same thing. It would be interesting to know if he had a history of poor mental health, or if this was just like an unexpected breakdown.
Yeah.
Breakdown?
Or an episode.
Or a fucking
I don't know.
alien abduction type of shit. All right. Brendan McCabe, like I said, childhood friend. they get off the train. He meets them at the gas station, all this stuff about vampires. They walk the couple blocks back to his house, McCabe's house. And at the whole time, Grood is discussing things like the movie The Matrix being real, which I think that is possible.
Totally simulation.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a really big theory right now in today's society.
Also, Barack Obama being the Antichrist, which if you ask my
something
family.
my dad believes.
Depending on your political beliefs, perhaps.
Obama's still fucking up everything.
Literally
To blame.
conversations that are in the household.
McCabe then said that, he told the police that this guy, his friend, was definitely acting weird. During those...
So this tells me that even this type of behavior is not like normal.
Oh,
for him.
yeah, not normal.
So this is not he doesn't have these sort of outbursts typically. Even, I'm not talking the physical violence. I mean, like even the Facebook messages or the text messages.
He's a good guy. I mean, So during the 3 hours that he was at the party, he was, quote, laid back and relaxed, no confrontations, and he did not consume any drugs or alcohol. Not that anyone has saw.
This is the end of part 1. Part 2 is perhaps more unbelievable and shocking than what you've just heard. So if you just can't wait, you can find the full story on our YouTube channel right now. To support this podcast, listen to all of our unlisted episodes, enjoy ad-free episodes, request stories, or just talk to the gang, head over to our Patreon and make it rain.